Hello everyone, this is Billy Worcester, otherwise known as Zazabar.
Hey, and I'm Nicola, otherwise known as Wolfie Rogue.
We're here to talk about a very serious problem that's about to strike our nation, particularly if you're a fan of the Twilight series. Nicola, will you please tell us what this terrible epidemic is?
Okay, guys, for all of you anticipating the release of Breaking Dawn, there has been really bad news released by the government. Apparently, a type of rodent has infiltrated, flocked to the theaters at which Breaking Dawn is playing at. These rodents they are a type of rats, but they're more closely related to.
Shall I tell them the name of the rat before we get into what it does?
Well, I'd want them to know that it's also related to the capybara. It's a giant rodent. It's one of the biggest rodents in the world.
The biggest, if I may say.
So for what we're about to tell you, it would be excruciatingly painful to deal with.
Yes, it would be. The name of this particular type of rodent that is about to strike theaters is known as the asshole rat. What this particular type of rodent does is it crawls up the anal region of the human body, and what it does is it climbs into the rectal cavity inside the anus, and it sits there, and what it does is it does either one of two things, people. It will either nest, or it will proceed to eat your fecal matter.
So as the asshole rat leaves its victim, it leaves behind a coating that is actually a conglomerate of bacteria that turns into what is known as swamp ass, which is a very deadly virus. There are some notable people who have swamp ass. It's the entire cast of Twilight, Hilary Duff, Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, Lady Gaga even has it.
And it just goes to show you that you can live your life with a case of swamp ass.
But the thing is that it's random. It's like cancer almost because you can have it, but
it doesn't affect you physically. Like, you're not going to stay home sick because you have swamp ass.
It can be dormant. It can be dormant.
Correct. And the thing about asshole rats is that it takes a while for this to happen. So it's a really good idea if you think you have asshole rats to go to your doctor quickly, so that way you don't get swamp ass.
And the best thing to do is just not see Breaking Dawn because it is guaranteed that you will find asshole rats in your rectum.
Correct. I don't know what the exact statistic was on where these things might be. From what I heard, they were somewhere in Tijuana, when they started. I'm not sure where in the U.S. they are now. I don't know if they've hit the East Coast yet, but when they do, it's going to be terrible.
Yes, they have a very high reproduction rate, and the thing is that they're very maneuverable little animals because you see, they're cone shaped, so they can slide into the rectum very easily.
It's kind of like getting hit with a carrot-shaped dildo, except that it's a rat.
It's a rat and it's a living thing, and these things do have opposable thumbs, which do aid them in spreading butt cheeks.
Yes, it allows them to do that, and it makes them truly. As much as they are a terrible strife, they are also a fascinating creature. And I don't think that they should be extinct. I think that they need to be conserved, but I just think that they should be using other creatures' assholes and not our rectums. Because it causes us much strife. While swamp ass you can live with, actually having asshole rats inside your anus, it's not as easy to move about and just perform daily activities because they move around and they can scratch organs if they move around too much. You do want to stay home if you think you have asshole rats.
There are variations of asshole rats. There are pygmy ones, and those do start families in your rectum, and it's a very tragic thing.
Generally, larger asshole rats, which are the ones that are related to the capybaras, you said?
Capybaras.
Capybaras, sorry. They usually go in there independently just for transportation and food.
But it is excruciatingly painful. So, but
you probably would rather actually. I think I would prefer having the pygmy ones.
I would too.
There may be more in there, but at least they're not big enough where it like actually hurts to walk around with it.
You know, the capybara asshole rats have been known to tear rectums.
That's what I heard as well.
And those are the ones, by the way, that are going to be at Breaking Dawn. And I heard
Correct.
that they are soon going to flock to the next Transformers movie. So
that's what I believe. And the thing about those asshole rats is that they have miniguns attached to their backs.
And I heard that they love infiltrating rectums whenever an explosion occurs in Transformers. So.
Correct. So if you go to a Transformers movie, it's very likely that you're going to get an asshole rat.
Yeah.
So, really what we should talk about now is asshole rat prevention techniques. First of all, obvious one, don't go see Breaking Dawn or the new Transformers.
If you are, make sure to tape your butt cheeks together using a duct tape. Use very
strong duct tape. Or, perhaps even better but a little more painful, would be to glue your butt cheeks together with hot glue. This way...
It will be excruciatingly painful, but you will not have swamp ass.
Correct. And the thing about asshole rats is that they're very adaptive creatures, as you said. And, scientists believe that at one point they may grow the legs of Wolverine. And they'll be able to cut their way into the asshole. Yes,
I've heard that. And there's
a lot of research going on right now. This is becoming almost as bad as the bedbug epidemic.
Historians are starting to figure out that during the Black Plague, they were actually asshole rats. They were not just regular rats. They were asshole rats.
Correct. And it's also believed that they were created by witches.
Yes. Thus starting the Salem witch trials.
Batman has consulted with the government on how to dispose of the asshole rats. Right now, potential techniques of killing them, not preventing them, but killing them, would be to show them pictures of both Megan Fox and Tina Fey in a lesbian sex scene. We're not sure if that's going to work. It hasn't been tested yet, but it's believed that if it can put a grown man into a coma, it'll be extremely effective.
Another effective yet deadly tool is to put arsenic up your rectum.
Correct. Arsenic is an element that is extremely, extremely deadly.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I would not recommend that would almost seem kind of obvious to do would be to, of course, put rat poison up your asshole. The problem with that is that it's toxic, so it will affect the asshole lining, and it'll be extremely painful to shit for the rest of your life. So I would recommend the Tina Fey thing as a potential killing technique. Otherwise, if you do have asshole rats, your doctor may actually go in manually and pull them out with forceps and pull them out of your asshole.
The thing is, though, is that he might take pictures for other doctors, so...
So if you don't want your asshole on display, I would not recommend using that technique.
Because only very few doctors know the actual procedure for removing an asshole rat.
Correct. And I think we pretty much covered the asshole rat epidemic. Also, there's a strong rumor going on, now this one isn't confirmed yet, that the Jersey Boy show on November 30th will also have a bad asshole rat epidemic.
So anyone that's from our school and
anyone from a high school who thinks they may be going to Jersey Boys should beware that asshole rats
are rampant.
Right.
It's actually, I've heard that the entire cast of Jersey Boys are loaded with asshole rats.
Correct. And it's believed that they were extras on the Twilight series, and that's why they have asshole rats.
Yes.
We have nothing against the cast of Jersey Boys. We were in fact looking forward to the show, but we are still going to go. But we are going to beware of the asshole rats.
We are going to hot glue our rectums.
Correct. Me and you are going to prepare together.
Yes.
By taping and hot gluing our butt cheeks together.
That's actually double protection. I highly recommend that.
Yes, I would recommend that procedure as well. Well, we're out of time.
Please heed our warnings, and avoid both the new Transformers movie and Breaking Dawn if you do not want asshole rats infiltrating.
However, Jersey Boys, you should definitely go check out.
Yes.
Regardless of the possible asshole rat. Transformers and Breaking Dawn are just gone. They're going to have asshole rats. Jersey Boys, there's still some hope.
There is hope.
That everyone will not leave with swamp ass.
Because it's apparently, if you look at the migrations of asshole rats, they have been, when you track them down, they seem to be going towards places that have bad acting or a lot of explosions.
Right. And we think that the only reason they might go to Jersey Boys is because it's such a popular show.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been mixed reviews. So we think, however, that it's looking up, that asshole rats will not strike the Jersey Boys performance. If you would like to learn more about the asshole rat epidemic, I would recommend going to this site that I'm showing up on the screen, www.stoptheswampass-uk.com. This site was actually recommended by Nicola.
Because the epidemic actually is happening in England as well.
They also buy their sweat from Tijuana, so that's why they got the asshole rat epidemic as well.
Yes.
So please, everyone, just prepare for asshole rats hitting your town when Breaking Dawn is released, and I don't think it will strike Jersey Boys.
I don't think so either, but you know what? You always have to be prepared. Get your hot glue guns ready, guys.
And remember, your butt cheeks are not safe. It could happen to you. That's pretty much all we have to say. So check out that website if you would like to learn more about asshole rats, and particularly how to fight swamp ass. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll do a more lighthearted review or video for you next time. So I'm Billy Worcester, aka Zazabar.
And I am Nicola, aka Wolfie Rogue.
And we're signing out. Please stop the swamp ass.